This video will cover the route operations within the Samsara Driver App. Route operations is our integration with our transit management software, TMW. As orders are created and assigned to you within TMW, they will automatically be sent to your tablet, and using geofence technologies, they will automatically record your arrivals and departs as you traverse your trip. When you log into the system, as I'm doing so here, and as you log in through the process, you will receive a message when you log in, as you saw flash up on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and select my vehicle. I'm going to select my trailer. This is normal throughout every login process. And if we go view the message right now, you'll notice that we received a message that says no plan load. Please call your dispatcher. The no plan load message that you receive here comes from our dispatch system. This is telling you that you do not have a assigned route for you after you have logged in, and it cannot locate your next load. This is applicable if you are one of our one-way drivers or other operations where we send out loads and routes for you while you drive throughout your day. Some of our accounts, our dedicated accounts, do a different operation, and you will never have an assigned route until we change that in the future. So you can disregard this message. You will always get this message. Next, we're going to observe and view what happens when you have a normal load assigned to you and you need to get ready to start your trip and begin your driving and your route operations. When a route is assigned to you after logging on, in a minute or so, you will receive a pop-up message that a route has been assigned to you. You'll also receive a message in your inbox. You can see here that the route has been sent by the system and added to your routes tab. You have a message that will say the same thing. From this pop-up, you can click See New Assignment, and that will take you right into the route. Or, if for whatever reason you dismiss that message, by touching the routes tile on the app, you can get to the same location. You can see here we have a scheduled route that we're due to start. I want to point out that the first thing it says is start, and it says ignore this stop. This is functionality that has to come with the route to make the integration work correctly between TMW and Samsara. So when we touch on this route, the first stop in the route will always be ignore this stop, and you truly want to ignore this stop. There's no need to touch on it or interact with it whatsoever. To start your route, it's important to understand that every route you receive, you have to manually arrive into the first stop. So we're going to be manually arriving into the first stop to get it going. From there, geofence will take over as we move throughout the stops and the steps in the stops throughout the route until we reach the end. At the end, geofence will automatically arrive you into your last stop. But when you are done and you are completed with that order, you must manually depart out of the route as well to close it out. This is especially important because your next route will probably have you starting at the same location, either beginning empty to go to your next pickup or picking up at that location. So you will not be breaking a geofence. So you need to manually depart out of that last stop, and I will show you that when we reach that point. So for now, to start this route, I'm going to hit manually arrive, and it's asking for the time. So I'm going to use the current time just by hitting submit. You could touch on that and change that date and time and back it up if you need to, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit submit. And now you'll notice that in the left area we arrived at the stop at 3:30 p.m. with a green check mark. Now, some of the stops and along your route are going to require some of those documents that we discussed in our document training video. And you'll notice here under tasks that we are required to submit a depart empty document. So I'm going to go ahead and touch on that. And what it needs to know is, all right, you're departing empty. What do I need to fill out? So I need to give it a trailer number. It's looking for what trailer I have. And it's important that you type carefully and double check what you've input in here, because it has to match a trailer number in our system. So it has to match a trailer in our system. And you'll notice I have a typo here where I accidentally typed an H. So I need to back up and make sure that I type the correct trailer number. If you type the incorrect trailer number, you're going to immediately get an error message back in your messages that states incorrect trailer number. So I've entered our trailer number. I'm going to hit next. Obviously the notes field that pops up on every document pops up. No notes are required, so we're just going to hit done. And we're going to submit our document. And by submitting the document, you'll notice that it now says submitted. What that means is we no longer have any other documents or tasks to do on this order. Now you do not need to manually depart. That will happen when you drive away. So when you're ready to leave your first stop, if we come out and look at the route view, we're going to be heading to our next stop. And so as I drive through this process, you will see that the stop will change from arrived to completed at the top. And then when we arrive at our next location, it's going to automatically arrive us in there. So we're going to start moving at this point. Once you leave your location and exit the geofence, there is a delay before the system will recognize you as actually having departed, in case you're crossing in and out of the fence as you move around the yard. You'll notice now that as we're driving, it's gone to automatically a driving screen. This is the screen you'll see as you're moving down the road with Samsara. Behind the scenes, though, it will change from arrived to completed. There usually is about a delay of about 2 to 3 minutes before you see that change reflected on your tablet. However, it accurately captures the time that you left, not the time when you see it change. All right, you notice now that the departure from the geofence has come through. The stop shows completed, and it shows now our ETA. The system is automatically updating our ETA into our next stop. So it accurately records and guesses based on your travel how long it's going to take you to get to your next stop. Once we arrive into the next stop, an automatic arrival message will appear. Okay, we've arrived at our next location, and you'll notice that it detected our arrival, and it popped up a message that said, hey, you have arrived into your next stop. We're going to go ahead and hit View Details. And we can see that we arrived at 3:36 p.m. We'll see down here in the notes that we're live loading. And so you will also notice that under Tasks, we have a Depart Pickup, so we have some required information to provide. So we're going to touch on our tasks. And again, it's going to ask you to verify the trailer number for the live load. Again, it's very critical that you provide an accurate trailer number or the system will error out on you. And then on a load, it wants to know the seal number. So we're going to provide the seal number now that the shipper put on their load. Finally, we don't have any required notes, so we're going to hit Done. And we're going to submit our document. And that's it. That's the interaction you have on a stop. So we are now getting ready to depart this stop. And right now you can see our scheduled departure is 3:40 p.m. And I'm going to come out of this screen by hitting the blue arrow in the top left and show you that our next stop will be back to our starting location. So as we leave, again, it will automatically depart us. And then it will automatically arrive us into the next location. So we're going to go ahead and head to our next stop now. You'll notice that the system has now detected that, or received the update that we departed our prior stop. Stop number 2, so it has now marked that stop as completed, and it is now providing an estimated time of arrival for stop number 3. Once we arrive into that stop, we will receive the arrival message once again. The system now has detected us arriving into our stop number 3. So we're going to go ahead and hit View Details. And we're going to see that we are at a live unload area. Our required task on this stop is a depart delivery. So we're going to touch on it. And the only thing it's asking for here is for a seal number. So if this was a multi-stop order, then the trailer would be resealed for the next stop and you'd put that seal number. Since we're ending empty, there's not going to be another seal on. So it's just as easy to type in NA for not applicable. We hit Next. We leave the notes field blank and we submit it. The document gets submitted And now we have one more stop to go. If we go back and look at our route, we have one more stop to go. And we can look at it ahead of time and see what's going on. You can get to the address at the top there, so you can figure out where you're going. Under the notes, it tells you all about the information on this order. So you can see that it's an end empty, and we're an ending empty at this school parking spot. So we're going to come out, and we are now going to depart our current location and head to the school parking spot. One thing to note is this is the end of our order, and when we arrive, it's going to go out and automatically look and see if we have another order or trip planned for us for our next job work. If it finds one, it's going to send it to us just like it sent us this one. Otherwise, you're going to receive that famous message in your inbox that says no more planned loads, and you need to reach out to your account manager to find out what you're doing next. So we're now going to head for our last stop. You'll notice the system has now received the message that I departed the prior stop, and we're en route to our last stop. All right, we've arrived into our last stop. We're going to view the details. And you'll notice we have no required tasks at this one. So remember, if we go look at our routes now, we haven't completed this. It's live right now. Even though we've arrived in the last stop, until we're done, it doesn't go to live. Now notice also the system detected we arrived at the stop. It went out and looked to see if we had another route assigned to us, which we did. So it has now sent that route to our tablet. So we're going to go ahead and hit close for right now. And we're going to dismiss the message that we have from dispatch. And you'll notice that we still are in our live order. We're not done with it yet. And then we have an upcoming order as well. So to finish this route or this order out, we need to go into that last stop. And when we're done with it, we need to manually depart. So we're going to hit manual depart. It's going to go by the current time. You can adjust it if you want to touch on it. We're going to hit submit. And now if we come out of this route, all the way out, you'll notice now we can see our next order under scheduled, and we can see the route we just finished. We completed it, and we completed it 3 minutes earlier than set up. We're now ready to touch on our new route. Again, ignore that first stop. Don't touch on it. And we're going to go to the first location, which is this one happens to be starting exactly where we are right now. So we're going to go into it. And you'll notice that the system arrived us into that first stop because it knows it's at the same location and that we're there. So we do not need to, if you have chain loads and you finish out your prior order correctly, then you do not need to manually arrive your second order. It will automatically do it for you. We're going to fill out our required tasks like we did on the previous one. Again, it's critical that you get the trailer number correct. So I'm putting that in now. We're going to hit next. No notes are needed. We're going to submit our document, and we're ready to go. We can see that we're beginning empty here, and we can go look at where we're heading to by looking at the next stop. The address is at the top. So we know immediately where we need to go to, and we're going to depart our current location, and the system will automatically depart us, and it's just like it's going to continue flowing. Rinse, lather, and repeat. An important note, if for whatever reason you forget to do a step, you forget to submit a document, you couldn't go back and submit that document after the fact, but it may error out. So anytime you forget to do something in sequence and you remember it, the important thing is to immediately contact, send a message to dispatch, pull over where it's safe and give them a phone call, because they can go into the system and fix whatever errors involved there for whatever step you may have missed or done mistakenly, and they can correct it in the system and get you back on track. This concludes our route section and the integration with our dispatch software and our auto arrive and depart feature. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your account manager. Otherwise, be safe out there, and thank you for all that you do for JRC. Drive safe.